welcome to Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. I'm Ralph, and today I'm discussing Green Lantern issue number 25. But this is not any issue. This is a double issue crossover with Green Lantern Corps. So since it is a Green Lantern issue, I'm joined once again by Will from Green Lanterns Podcast.
And hey, everybody.
And my guest co-host for Green Lantern Corps issues from This Comic Cooks, Vactor.
Hello there.
How you guys doing?
Pumped.
All right, good. Okay, so we were just chatting before. Today, it's official. My channel now has the availability for people to join and subscribe to this channel. There's 2 tiers. I'm going to get these out as quick as I can. There's one tier, which is I think it's 99 cents. I should probably know. It's like 99 cents. You join and you get perks such as shout outs. So if you join, you get a shout out on the show as soon as you join. You get a badge next to your name. And for the first month, your badge, if you decide to get the subscription to the channel, your badge will be a white circle. You are a Green Lantern recruit, and for that first month, you get a white circle. And then for the first year, you'll get, after that first month, you'll have your Green Lantern symbol next to your name. After your first year, you will become a Red Lantern. Then after that, an Orange Lantern, and we're going to go down the list to the point I have it all figured out. I have some of the emojis built yet. I need to finish those out. But if you're here 10 years, if I'm here 10 years, and you're a subscriber for 10 years, you will hit Guardian status. Guardian status. So I'm going to go through all the lanterns. Right now, you're Green Lantern, and I'm like, okay, there's enough spots to do Circle, Green Lantern, all the Spectrum Corps, White, Black, and Guardian. But when I go back to the Green Lantern, when I go through all the Corps, that when you get back to Green Lantern after Yellow Lantern, you're getting a Kyle Rayner symbol. Nice. So that's going to be that. So right now, I'm only allowed 4 emojis for you to put in the chat. So if anybody wants to join up, I'll give you a shout out, and you can start using those emojis. The 4 emojis are, and I'm taking these from actual emojis that you use on your iPhone or whatever phone you have, the standard emojis. So there's the fist emoji that you could find when you type in any emoji, but I altered it to have a Green Lantern ring. I've created emoji for a power battery. I've taken the emoji where the person has their hand up. I turned that into a fist, gave them a mask and a green uniform. There's a short hair person and a long hair person. That's what we're calling those. And then once I think it's like 5 subscribers, I have taken regular emojis that you find out in the world, and I've turned them into constructs. So far I have a boxing glove and I have a tennis racket emoji construct. Once I get 5 subscribers, I'll start dropping in more just construct emojis that you can use in your comment section. So if you think that, Peacemaker season 2 is crap, then there'll be a green construct poop emoji. Like you'll be able to. I'm gonna try to make as many construct emojis as I can to sort of to fit any sort of scenario, so that you guys can use those. Whatever your imagination can think up. I'm hoping to get an emoji for that situation. Also, there's a $4.99 tier. And that one you get all the emojis and junk. But I am going to do at least one monthly members only live stream. So if you sign up for the $4.99 one, we'll be doing a secret live stream that only members can join. So please, if you want to do that one, the more the merrier. It may just be me and 1 subscriber, who knows? But as soon as I get that first subscriber to that tier, which is the Green Lantern. Oh man, Green Lantern Corps, because I think Recruit is the 99 cents. The $4.99 is Green Lantern Corps. And as soon as I get that, I'll schedule something out and we'll go have some fun. So that's fun for the time being. Also this week, I have the Threadless shop that I opened up last week. This week I opened up a fourth wall shop, which will be able to be integrated into YouTube. So while you're watching this video, hopefully in the near future, right below here, you can see some of the products. The reason why I did the fourth wall shop is A, that integration, but B, they have hats that are more than just trucker hats. They have different style hats, and they're embroidered. They're not just silk screen. So I have a Lantern Live symbol. I have the Lanterns Live logo, and then a Latitude hat, which is what I'm probably going to get as soon as I get the chance. So all of that stuff helps support the show, which is great because I love doing it. And I thank everybody for the success, especially you two guys for helping out. Will has been super instrumental in guiding me on how to do this YouTube stuff properly. Vactor has been a champion of this show since the beginning and shares it on his channel. It's awesome. So thank you guys so much. And then I just want to say, was it yesterday or the day before I hit 4,000 subscribers?
Woo.
Which is gnarly, dude. It's gnarly. Like, that's crazy. I think it was like a month and a half ago when I first started doing shorts based on Will's recommendation, and I was at 385 subscribers. So it's been a big month and a half. And I was talking to my friend Jay, who's chatting, who was on for this episode. He's a successful YouTuber and was just telling me, man, you're going to hit like 10,000 before you know it. And he's like, just keep it up. Just keep doing what you're doing and people will find you. And I'm so glad people have found me and us.
Yes.
All right. Do you guys, is there anything that's happened in the world of Green Lantern this week that you guys could think of that you want to chat before we get into the issue? Any news? We've already talked about Green Lantern, Lanterns wrapping. But I think
that's really it. You know, the show has wrapped. They had a wrap party that has made its way onto the internet through some Instagram photos and posts that were made, that were saved by Reddit communities. And then you had Casey Bloys come out and say that he believes that the show will also be one of those Emmy-nominated comic shows that they have, which is like in the same vein of The Penguin, which is another like mature-rated show that they did very, very well. So hopefully, you know, this show has that same success, if not more. And then, you know, we had the 2011 Green Lantern film. And then now we have the 2025 Green Lantern film featuring Superman, I think is what the title is. And at least domestically, the box office numbers for it have been great. So it's clear Guy Gardner is a draw. Guy Gardner's a box office draw.
Dude, for Lantern Cast, Chad just posted a video. He got as much Superman Green Lantern merch that he could get his hands on and did a massive unboxing. I highly recommend everybody, go subscribe to Lantern Cast. Their YouTube channel isn't super active, but when it is, it's fun. So go listen to Lantern Cast on wherever you get your podcast, and then also check out that video that Chad put out if you want to know anything about like any of the Guy Gardner stuff. There's a Guy Gardner thing that I didn't know existed. It's the kids toy. It was like a 6-pack of characters. Yeah, they're like little chunky kind of like, I don't know, mobile like guys, whatever you call them, the Playmobil guys. They're just little. Oh, yeah. I forget what they're called. They're hero something. Anyway, I want that Guy Gardner. He's so freaking cool looking.
I also just want to take a second because I don't feel like Lantern Cast gets the praise that it deserves. Not just from like all the content that they put out, but Lantern Cast is the group that leads us every year in the GL June crossover event with all the other Green Lantern podcast creators. They come up with what comic run we're going to do, kind of the order in which everybody will go, and following up and making sure everybody's staying on task so we can get everybody's videos out in time while still giving the person before you and the person after you enough space to let yours sit for at least a few days, so we're not just everybody dropping everything on the first of the month and then people are confused about it. But just like behind the scenes in the fandom, real solid dude. It's the same reason I like being on this show. Ralph, I think that you're an awesome dude as well. So not just them, but you did an interview with Donnie last week or the week before, and like that's what I love about the fandom is just there's so many good people, like quality people, where even if they weren't Green Lantern content creators or podcasters, I would still find it very easy to be like friends with them in real life. Like the fandom definitely rocks for the most part.
Yeah. I agree. It's been
I didn't turn mine on.
Oh, yeah, mine just it's like auto. It's like
Mine
I never
asks
know where to turn it
every
on.
time. It's like, do you want to turn these on? And I'm like,
Man, there's some good stuff coming up on the channel too. I talked to Will earlier this week. I have an interview coming up probably in August at some point that I'm really excited to talk about because
is it me?
You'll be there, I'm sure, as will Vactor. But the person I'm talking with, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm hoping it doesn't fall through. But this person is going to be talked about today for bringing two characters that I absolutely love back together again. I'm not going to say who, but there's stuff in the works. But right before we get to that, it looks like we have our first member. And that's Vactorverse. Thanks, dude. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, if you get a chance, like use some of those emojis. I guess I honestly
You already did.
I don't know how it's working.
I used the ring.
Oh, it didn't pop up on StreamYard. Okay, I need to.
I see it in the chat perfectly.
Okay, but I'm not. It's on StreamYard. It's not coming through. But if you see it in the chat on YouTube, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah. Again,
this is fun.
Yeah. Rad. So, Green Lantern 25. It's a double issue. We've got it's a Green Lantern Corps crossover. Vactor, the last time we chatted, you were a little bit behind on your Green Lantern reading. I slightly nudged you and encouraged you to like check it out because I think you'd be rewarded. I said, listen, dude, issue 24, the last page made me tear up. And then, here we are a few days ago, you sent me a screenshot of that last page of issue 24, which was the return of Aya. What were your thoughts on the end of issue 24? And just in general, just you've read a lot of Green Lantern in the last couple of weeks. What are your thoughts on, are you happy you read it? Are you like, oh boy, was it a slog? What'd you think about just the Green Lantern book? Because I really don't get your opinions on the Green Lantern main issues.
Yeah, I'm actually very happy that you nudged me because there's a lot of DC books that I wish I was caught up on, but I'm just reading so many things right now. I have to kind of like prioritize and filter out. But I'm very happy that I pushed this Green Lantern up because a lot of stuff in core makes more sense now. I'm like, oh, shoot, this is stuff that I should have been reading. And my experience probably would have been better going along. But now I'm completely caught up. So I'll be reading the books day and date as they come out. And I could not be happier because this is like, and I talk about this on my channel, I think DC right now has like 90% of my attention and Marvel and indie comics have about 10%. It's like there's so much great stuff that's coming out of DC right now. And Green Lantern is just one of those pillars of great content that's coming out both with this and core. I think they're just the tag team combination of these two things together is telling this great narrative and this story. And you can go back to that first issue of Green Lantern, this current volume, and then core came later. But it's just a great story that's being told, and all these different core members that have their own thing that's going on. Everything just ties together great. And then on top of that, the Green Lantern animated show, which Ralph also pushed me to watch, and I'm like, man, I'm glad that I watched that show now because this comic makes so much more sense. It hits me more, like it's way more impactful now that I've seen the show. Yeah. And like all of these things are just coming together, and I could not be happier.
Yeah. And then conversely, Will, I don't really talk to you about Green Lantern Corps too much. What are your thoughts on the series, what they're doing over there on Green Lantern Corps?
Yeah, I've been very, very happy with Green Lantern Corps. I definitely think for sure that if you were somebody who just reads like mainline runs, Green Lantern Corps is still something that is worth the time to like step off the road for a little bit. Read that, especially while you're reading Green Lantern, because they both enhance each other so much.
Yeah.
I don't think, again, I keep heaping praise on Jeremy Adams. I feel like if you just read Green Lantern Corps, you're fine. If you just read Green Lantern, you're fine. There's every issue that comes out, there might be something that's a nod to the other one, but it's written in a way that even if you don't get that, you're not going to be lost while you're reading the comics. It's very well written, but I just feel like right now, if Jeremy Adams' pen hits the paper, he's on a bit of a heater right now, and he's just knocking everything out of the park. And then the other thing is, like, I am such a sucker. Like, I'm a Green Lantern fan. That's very green and black, so that goes without saying. However, I am such a sucker for good, colorful, like, just different scenes that the artists are, putting on the page. The art, for the most part, has been excellent. There's been a couple times where we've mentioned, like, a logo doesn't look right or something might be missing color, but, like, 99% of the time, the coloring has done really, really well. Outside of there being one issue that has been consistent this entire run, which isn't even an art thing, and I think it gets addressed in this issue at some point with a conversation with Aya, but for my money, Green Lantern isn't something that is always bright or it's always dark or it's all the colors. It's like a buffet of comic book stuff. There's going to be a character in the Green Lantern Corps who's going through it personally. There's going to be a character that's just having a great old time and everything seems like it's coming super easy to them, like a Sinestro. You have John with his own battles where from Green Lantern War Journal, he has created constructs of people, basically, that to me seems weird that you can't let go. You have Jess, who's currently in charge of the Green Lantern Corps, struggling with the amount of work that needs to get done. And at the same time, it's kind of like other people have pointed out to her, maybe you're working so hard because you're trying to avoid doing other things. Like, as a person, you're probably going through something, whether it's big or small, and there's probably a character in this Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps run that you can relate to on that personal level because you're getting all this. It's not just Batman beating people up or Superman being, Superman. You get a mix of everything, and that's really what I love about the Green Lantern Corps and the mythos and all the other cores and stuff. Like, I just dig it so much.
It gives you time to breathe. It really does. And again, like we were doing like 3-issue arcs on Green Lantern Corps where it's just focusing on specific characters. And there was stuff I had took issue with as far as what they were doing with Jessica Cruz, which was addressed in the most recent issue where it was like, this does seem out of place. I did notice in this issue there were some white boots, which is white boots and no rings. I'll always notice them. It'll always drive me up the wall. I got a text message from Will today, and he just asked me, did you read the book yet? And I was like, no, I was swamped. And I didn't think anything of it until I I got about halfway through the book. And let me just share, because I think this is why he
this is 100% exactly why I texted you. Yes.
Query, why have you been flying the Interceptor backwards? Now, here's the thing. It's been driving me nuts since day one, and I've been bringing it up, and I'm like, I'm begging and pleading to anybody at DC to hear me. I don't know how this all shook out. I don't know. I doubt they listened to me. It could have been something where like stuff had already gone to press, and Jeremy Adams maybe caught it too late and was like, hey guys, it's supposed to be the other way. And it was one of those things where I kept saying, like, I'm just like, can someone please just fix the jet? And then I think it was last month where I was like, they put rockets on the wrong side. Like, this is completely wrong. And I told Will, I said,
yep,
if they can just get in something where Aya says, why have you been flying this backwards? And it's literally right here. It's
Hey,
literally right here, and it's such a easy. It's a word balloon,
it's
and
a
it's not
little.
answered. It's not answered. So I don't know how much this has been fixed. Maybe the person I'm talking to next month, hopefully, fingers crossed,
Ooh.
can clear some of this stuff up. This is amazing.
Until then, it might be a little bit of work for you, but I think there's your next short. It's going back to the last episode we did together, where you're pitching, having Aya, and then it's that Will Smith meme where he's like this,
Yeah.
pointing to the thing, and it's this clip here of Aya being like, "Why are y'all flying it backwards?" And it's just like, again, I don't know. I want to just give him the credit and just say, hey, if
They knew the
this
whole
is what
time.
you were doing from the jump, then I appreciate you
Great.
not commenting on social media every time, because I know people have tagged him in it.
I try and that's why I had the show, so I don't have to be a mean commenter.
But I've seen other, like the people I do the GL June with, I've seen a couple of them also take to like X or Blue Sky or whatever.
On
and
Blue Sky,
post-
we've had discussions.
yeah, about the Interceptor being backwards this whole time. And in my head, because I'm just like a hopelessly positive guy as much as possible, I'm in my head, I'm like, well, they retconned it. They haven't said it, but this is how it flies now. And I'm happy that they didn't settle for that and they have addressed it. And I feel like there's a couple issues in a row now where something that has been a complaint, minor or major, it's been addressed in like one of the upcoming issues. Like they've done a good job of that. Maybe it's reading the tea leaves, they're on socials and they're like, hey, I'm sure they write, I don't know, maybe 3 issues ahead or something. So they catch wind of it, and then it takes just a couple issues for them to react to whatever.
I'm sure 25 was completed long before we did our episode talking about this.
But you've talked about it from
where
like,
I literally said almost that exact same thing. Why are you flying this shit backwards? But it just goes to show you, like, Jeremy Adams is on the same wavelength as all of us GL fans.
he's a fan.
He's a fan. He's a fan. That's so amazing. And listen, I was super stoked on this. And I got to be honest, like, I was really, really hoping that we'd get a Aya and Razer reunion. But I'm like, the way they've been sort of have this thing being deliberately paced, and it hasn't been like the most, you know, they are spreading out a lot of characters. So for me, I'm like, we're not going to get the reunion right away. Like, maybe we'll have a couple of things, but I was really hoping for it. And in this, we got it. And that's not even the thing I was, well, it might have been. It's tough to say. There's so many things that happened in this issue that made me super excited. I guess Aya and Razer has to be number one. But there's a couple other things. Yeah.
Ships are the thing that excite you, whether it's the Interceptor ship or the Razer Aya ship. That's your thing.
Right. And I ship, much like Will and Mikhail Rayner stan, that whole thing we'll get into. But let's chat about this issue, and we'll get to the stuff that truly excited me. This is the first issue where Ellie and Keli,
Yes.
Callie, I was super intrigued by. I was really intrigued. Like, this is the first time I'm really like, oh, this brain thing, where Ellie goes into the brain and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm really starting to get invested in this. I really am.
Yeah, this, I think they did a way better job of teasing in this one and making you intrigued, like what is going to happen or what's going to go on. It doesn't feel like just a side thing. It feels like this is going to be a major piece of whatever this mystery of whatever's going to be on or whatever's going on here. So yeah, I was right there with you.
For me, like, as far as like I wasn't huge on the Jeffrey Thorne run, but like, I like that Jeremy Adams is like, hey, maybe we can still not just brush those characters aside. It would have been really easy to just brush those characters aside and pretend like it didn't happen. But for him to be able to take that over to these books and sort of come up with a really interesting storyline, and I'm really interested in the Gauntlet and what actually is happening with that, and with Ellie going into the brain and like sort of trying to unlock some memories and stuff. I really, really like that. It's kind of what Jeff Johns did when he did Rebirth. He didn't just throw Kyle away. He didn't kill off anybody. He was able to like bring everybody back in organically and just like use all the characters that everybody loves, even though like Teen Lantern's not my favorite. Teen Lantern's someone's favorite.
Yep.
There's someone out there that loves Teen Lantern, and so it would suck for the team to be like, well, it's not the most popular lantern, so we'll just get rid of it. And then here you are stuck with, fans who are bitter because their character isn't in it. I think that I didn't see Simon in this issue unless they were in the background, but for the most part, we got pretty much every lantern, which was really nice. Really nice.
Which for me, I was like, oh, I just got this gray shirt and they're going to be in the issue. And then I read it. I was
yeah,
like,
Jessica really wasn't in it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe Green Lantern Corps, they had Jessica and Joe go off to do their own thing. Maybe maybe that's why they're not in this one. Simon should be around. I don't know if I saw Simon anywhere. Yeah. Liz asks, is Will new?
No, I'm old.
Will is not new.
I'm so old.
Liz has been around for a couple of the last episodes in the chat. Liz has visited us for like Superman and stuff. Will is with me every time we cover the Green Lantern series by Jeremy Adams and Xermánico. So not new, very much involved, but if Will's new to you, definitely go check out Green Lantern's podcast, especially the YouTube channel.
Either way,
I don't think any of us are new.
I appreciate you noticing me. I appreciate that. Been up here in the top corner. For me, on the whole Kelly going into the mine, like this whole storyline, she's not super low on my list of lanterns. She's not super high either. But I was at the point where I'm teetering on that storyline of like, I kind of feel like it needed to start going somewhere. And I feel like this issue, we finally got that where it's like, it's right here.
Yeah.
She puts her hand on the door, it knocks her away or like electrocutes her or whatever. And it's clear she's going to try to open it and get into her mind. But I needed it to finally like have something action oriented happen in it, and I feel like we made progress there, so that was a win for me.
Yeah. What about you, Vactor? You think they're pretty much the same?
I think there's something brewing. I think the plan, whatever's gonna happen, like we're gonna look back on this issue and be like, oh man, these are the seeds that were planted here, and everything right now. I'm at this point, Wednesday, July 23rd, Green Lantern 25. I'm like, we are in good hands. I think they know exactly where they're going, and whatever's waiting for us on the other side is going to be good. So I'm really feeling good right now. I'm feeling pumped.
I want to say in Jeff Johns' run, which legendary Green Lantern run, probably the best Green Lantern run in the history of Green Lantern. Well, maybe Hard Traveling Heroes is. I mean,
I still
legendary.
give it to Jeff because of like the amount that it was and how much it expanded the mythos. Yes. I would say like if you're in a debate between Hard Traveling Heroes and Jeff Johns' entire run, you win either way with whatever you're picking. Yeah. They're both phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Totally agree. I forgot the point I was going to make. Oh, so if you're reading Jeff Johns' run, I'm just getting all kinds of spam text from Kick. I might just get rid of Kick. Kick, you're driving me nuts.
Kick.
Yeah,
I might kick him to the curb. But if you read that run, I want to say around issue 25 of that run was where we started getting into Sinestro Corps War.
Ooh,
if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right.
I mean, it's
a long time ago, but
yeah.
But this is I'm kind of feeling that same excitement because I was reading comics at that time and going to the comic shop, getting the rings, and it felt like a movement. It felt like an event was happening. There was so much excitement around Green Lantern. That's what I'm starting to feel like. I'm getting that sense again.
Yeah, especially with the way this issue unfolds. The opening of it, we're on Oa. We have Hal and Guy. I guess John wasn't in this issue either.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh yeah,
He
he
was.
had a little.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was.
They're just all hanging out at the front, and Carol makes a comment, or he makes a comment to sync
right.
Hal and Carol hugging, and he says something like,
I think this is what's going on with me, and I'm being 100% honest. Like, my mind on this issue was purely dedicated to Razer, Aya, and Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, we'll get to that. We'll
Yeah.
get to that. But they're starting up these power batteries like all on Oa. Like I'm with Guy on this one. This seems nuts.
Yeah.
This really seems nuts. Dude.
What could go wrong?
I thought, we've been talking about this for months now. I felt like this is always the direction it was headed, in terms of it was going to be the Green Lantern Corps going around repairing everybody else's battery. I was under the impression that was going to happen at those places.
Yeah,
they were going to go to
and Yasmalt and
we're going to put your battery in your house, your apartment. I didn't think they were going to try to build them all here.
Like,
that seems like terrible planning, but
it seems. I mean, listen, there's probably no place more protected than Oa, right?
Sure, but always had its big battles, and
but
I think
now it's a big fat ass target with like these things. These things are the source of the power of the universe's most powerful weapon. It's condensed emotional energy, like on a scale that no one could fathom. And you have all those batteries in one place. It seems dangerous. It seems dangerous to construct one. Like, even in Green Lantern, the animated series, at the episode Blue Hope, which Jeremy Adams wrote, they're at the finishing stages of creating the blue power battery, and it takes Ganthet and Sade, their energy that they have from being the all-powerful guardians, to make this one battery happen. And here you have just some freaking dudes that aren't like at the power level of guardians igniting 7 or something at one time.
Yeah.
Like, that's gnarly.
Wait till Larfleeze hears about this.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Boy, I'm with Guy on this one. This seems bad. One of the things I absolutely love. This is like I said, Kyle is one of my favorite things in this episode, or in this issue. Not only do we get the reunion with Razer and Aya, which we can go over a little bit more, because I have very, very strong thoughts on that. But he's back, White Lantern Kyle.
Yes.
Igniting these things. And he's been talking about how has all these powers running in him, and he's using his willpower to sort of contain it. And so to see him just like purge all that energy into these power batteries, I'm like, this is rad. Not only is Kyle didn't get swatted aside by Jeff Johns, who like wanted Hal back, wanted the classic Green Lantern Corps back, wanted to change things back to how they used to be. Even he didn't kick Kyle out of the way. And here's Jeremy Adams, who not only didn't kick Kyle out of the way, but literally made him the central focus of this new era of Oa. And Hal saying, "Where's Kyle?" And just seeing the shot of like Kyle cracking his knuckles, and then or he's cracking his knuckles, or he's like pounding his hand into his fist into his hand. Whatever it is, it's a great image of him just psyching himself up for what he's about to do. The sort of slow burn, the build up to the momentum to that moment was just so good. Like, the writing goes so good, the art's so good. What are your thoughts? Oh, go for it.
Well, I was gonna say it was cool because that side of the right hand side of the page is him doing that, and then the left hand side is the Razer and Aya. So that whole like spread is fantastic, because you're getting emotions in your reading of it.
What would you pay for that original artwork?
Ooh,
the whole double page spread, the splash,
and you got the power batteries at the top. Dang.
Yeah, like that whole
Ooh,
page
that's
is
good.
amazing, and Vector's 100% right. It's all the individual pieces, but it's everything coming together. Also, like I love the shot of all the batteries up at the top.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, you have Kyle doing his anime thing, and yeah, it's the hands
Yes.
coming together. This big blast of energy, and all of a sudden his gear goes white.
White.
He says, "Okay, let's light this candle." You
Oh,
know, it's
dude.
just like, ah, I love this Kyle. And again, Vector talked earlier about with like the whole Kelly stuff. Like we'll look back at this and be like, oh, this was the seeds for this. We've seen Kyle struggling with the white power, really, with the white energy for
Like
I think
issue
since like issue,
2,
yeah, it was real early on.
3 is, yeah, it's really.
He was like kind of like huddled up, scrunched in a ball, and he had all these different colors running through him, and he seemed like he wasn't going to be able to move with everything that was overcoming him. And then later on, he becomes a White Lantern for a little bit, like restores things to how they're supposed to be. And then it goes away, and then we go a handful of issues without bringing it up or talking about it until
Right.
somebody asks, like, so can you still become a White Lantern? And he's like, oh, yeah. It's just, I'm using all the willpower I have right now just to contain all this and hold it together. Because if I do that, there could be a chance that like it's so much power, it's chaos, it's destruction for everybody. So, not the right place or the right time for it. And then here we are getting more payoff where Kyle's able to go, his version of Super Saiyan and level up. And then again, on the left side of the page, having first, I just love seeing Kilowog every time he's around.
Yes.
It's still a little weird to see Razer as a Green Lantern,
Yeah.
but just having Razer there, I really, really like that. And you knew from this issue and the previous one, Razer, Aya, and then as I'm looking down, I'm wondering, are we going to get the moment? Are they going to see each other? And then they do. And
As
he's
soon as
like,
Kyle showed up,
Kyle makes everything better.
I'm like, oh boy, here we go. The I read it on Comixology, so I'm getting it panel by panel, and seeing the panel where Kilowog stops mid sentence, staring directly off camera, while Razor is like trying to get his attention, like, dude, and Razor turns around and there she is, and it's just like, oh my god. And the way it's, when you look at the wide page, the way it's laid out with his picture, his portrait, like right above hers, it's like amazing.
Yeah.
Vactor, what are your thoughts on that whole situation with Razor and Aya?
That is amazing storytelling. The way that they guide you in the panels and the way that they're pushing you, and even like you're saying, stacked on top of each other, they are filling each side of the frame as well. So like Razor's on the left side and Aya's on the right side. So you could put them together and make one connection. But again, it was all of that emotion, which I'm so glad I watched the show now.
yes.
Having that, I wouldn't have had that if I was just reading the comic and I was like, oh, I don't know who this is. It just like culminated. It was like years, I felt like, of build up, even though I just read it this year. Or I just watched the show this year, I should say. And this was like the perfect culmination of that. Like I felt like the release was fantastic of finally getting them, the reunion, and getting them back together. But I just love the storytelling. I love the layouts of everything and the way that everything was done. Kudos to the writing and the art. Just fantastic.
Yeah. It felt like since this run began 2 years ago, they've been waiting for this page. It really feels like they've been waiting. They can't wait to show you this page. When I got done reading the issue, I got up and I went to the bathroom and I wiped out my eyes because, dude, like we've been waiting for this forever.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew it was coming. And again, I don't understand if it's my crazy busy day, if I just needed some escapism, if it's just the state of the world or what, but just seeing two freaking drawings of two characters that are completely fictional, seeing them on the same page, I was like, it hit me. It's crazy what, like, good writing and good art can do. Like, I've never gone to a museum, looked at something and was moved by a painting. I've never been moved by a painting, ever. Never. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
I think the artistry and the craft is amazing, but I've never been moved by anything. This is now the third time that a comic book has ever moved me, and it's drawings, it's cartoon characters. It's one of those things. It's the Kyle Rayner death, the return of Aya, and now the reunion of Razer and Aya, like, have really, really got me. And I'm a 48-year-old dude. Like, I'm as cynical as you can get. I try to be as positive as I can on the internet, and it's one of those things. But it's just like, these drawings, like, anyone could do it. Like, Jeremy Adams is a great writer who loves the characters. Like, anybody can make, Batman fall in love with Wonder Woman, or it's like fanfic. Like, you could do anything you want. It's comics. It's your imagination. Anyone can draw anything to make it look how they look. But just to do this slow burn, like, I want to see Jeremy Adams corkboard or post-it notes and just everything that he's been planting towards issue 25.
Yeah.
Because it feels like insane. Now, the reunion.
Can I say something real quick? I love that you had that reaction. And it's also, I think, primal to us as humans to gravitate towards stories. And that's something that it's like storytelling has been done on cave drawings, on walls, and around campfires and passed down. I think there's something primal about that. And the connection that we have as humans to storytelling, I don't think you can ever discount that. And that's why I love movies. I love television. And comics, to me, is my favorite medium for storytelling because your brain is filling in what's happening between the panels. Mm-hmm. And to a similar extent, film is as well, because it's still pictures and your brain is creating the movement. But comics are something that I don't think any other medium has. And that's why I love comic books. And I love that those characters are so... that you hold those characters so dear that it created that emotional reaction within you. So I don't think you should ever apologize for that. But I also love that Grant Morrison wrote a book called Super Gods, which I love. And in that book, they talk about Superman is more real than I am because he was here before me and he will be here after me. This character is going to live on in people's hearts and minds. And that makes him more real than even a person. So even a fictional character, I think you shouldn't apologize. If that's something that moves you and something that creates that emotional response in you, I think this is perfect. So I love that.
Yeah. There was something I forgot to mention in both of the Superman reviews I did. I did one with Will and I did another with Hector Navarro. The scene where Superman talks about how he's more human than Lex. It's that great speech.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about the speech is the way it's shot. As he's saying the speech, as he's moving forward, the sun is beaming in behind him. And it's showing you what Superman's true power is. We know he gets his power from the sun, but with the sun just glaring through the window, super bright, as he's stepping in and out of the light, and it's like flickering behind him, he's getting pumped with radiation. And that's Superman's real power, is being a compassionate human. And it's one of those things where I thought about it. I'm like, shit, I didn't bring that up on either of the reviews. But you talking about storytelling and Superman's the most real and stuff like that, like, it reminded me of that. I don't have any problems talking about like what makes me tear up and stuff, but I mean, dude, like this one like hit me so hard. I was so happy with it. The thing is this, though. Razor's about to say, I love you.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to say it. This whole issue's been about Star Sapphire. We haven't even talked about the plot of getting the crystals. It's a big fight. There's a dragon. There's new characters. We find out about jealousy. We'll get into that maybe in a little bit. But I mean, Razor's going to say, I love you to Aya 100%. And he does say he almost lost hope.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because that's where we last left him, was where he had the most hope. And the ring, yeah, it's like the Young Justice, red and blue. It was one of those things where I'm just like, of course, like Jeremy Adams knows how to write Aya because he's written Aya for the series. But just to see like the way her speech matches the cartoon, it my brain gaps were filled with Grey Griffin, Grey Delisle's voice and stuff, and Jason Spacek's voice for Razer. But they say he goes to say "I love you," gets cut off because of all hell breaks loose.
The Starbreakers activate their battery.
Yeah, and like what happens is like, oh, this is what we've been building towards. This is what Jeremy Adams has been building towards, and it's basically, what if there was no emotions left in the universe, which is nuts.
I think only the Starbreakers have the emotions, and it's drained from everybody else. Because he does say all of the emotion is ours.
Yeah.
And he told that group that he was going to make them feel again. And then their battery goes off, and you have these panels where it's like this energy's waving through stuff. And you see like Keli gets split up. You see a battery on Oa that just a couple pages earlier was lit up with a color. Now it's completely gray as if there's nothing in there. And then they hit you, of course, because they gave you all the emotions, and now they're going to bring you back down. They show the panel where Aya and Razer are now also kind of getting knocked away from each other.
Not happy. Not happy with that.
She gets up, and you can see that she still has her green, and she looks at Razer and asks how he's feeling, and he says, feeling? I don't feel anything at all. And you can see everybody else is kind of like holding their heads, touching their bodies, trying to see if they're okay or not. But it seems like the Starbreakers have made it where they can control all of the emotional spectrums, and everybody else who's not with them has nothing, no feeling.
My brain just came up with something. Let's see what you guys think of this. There's a line on the last page that says "no emotions detected," which is very Manhunter-esque. It's a very, very Manhunter line from the series. Emotions detected. And
yeah.
So I have a theory. If the Green Lanterns aren't able to use their rings because there's no emotions detected, will they have to enlist the help of the Manhunters to take out the Starbreaker?
The tagline underneath it, where it says continues in Green Lantern Corps number 7, it says Starbreaker Supremacy, no emotions detected, as you were saying. And then it says a ring, 2 robots, and a wall. Oh my. So 1 ring, 2 robots. Maybe one of the robots is like a Manhunter. There's a robot character. Aya could be one. But weren't they also enlisting like the help of a robot type character from one of the issues earlier that was supposed to be standing there protecting like the main battery at all times? That I think Alan Scott helped free.
It was a Mazo, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, what was? Didn't he had a name? Didn't he? Yes.
He's down on Earth. He's protecting that battery.
Alan Scott helped him.
Yes. Dang, yeah, they were like locked up together or whatever. Or he convinced him while he was locked up to like flip sides.
They were like playing that chess match.
Yeah, like even when you say like a ring, 2 robots, like Manhunters makes a lot of sense. And then I'm trying to think of who else is robots in this. Well, you have Aya is kind of like a robot. That Amazo bot is like a robot. And the wall? What wall? A source wall?
The source wall?
That's the only one I could think of.
Listen, so here's the thing. Can I just say that I want the One Ring to be? Do you guys have a hope for what One Ring you want it to be?
I mean, Kyle come in to save the day.
Kyle. Can this turn into a Kyle book? Is this just going to turn into a Kyle book, and then Green Lantern Corps can have everybody else?
You will not hear any complaints from me.
Kyle and Aya.
I think a while back, Jeremy Adams was talking to people on X about when they announced that there was going to be a Green Lantern Corps that was ongoing, and it wasn't going to be like a limited series, and he was a part of both. I think people were asking him like what the differences were going to be, and I think he said like main Green Lantern run book was going to basically be led by Hal and Kyle, and that the Green Lantern Corps story would eventually move to being like all of the other lanterns, not just like John and them, but like the alien lanterns specifically. So maybe it's Kyle's time for at least a little while to be the main lantern in this one, and if he's the, when I'm looking at this, I mean he's in the background of the last shot. He is standing up. He's still in his White Lantern form, which you would think if there is no emotions detected, he wouldn't be able to access that, and he would have to come back to being like regular or something else. Then again, all the Green Lanterns are in their suits still too, so
right,
could be wrong there.
Yeah, they should be wearing the outfits underneath.
The Jade Stone, yeah.
Yes. I just looked him up.
Yeah, that was what the Amazobot was using. So, maybe he's around. Maybe he'll come back and help, and that would have been a seed planted super early that pays off later.
That's a great call.
This is amazing. This book's amazing. We didn't even talk about jealousy. Jealousy being the analog, the fractured spectrum analog for love.
Yeah, new core.
Yeah. So are we all set with the fractured core?
I think I would.
There's no green, I don't think.
I think now that Starbreaker and them have done their thing and activated their battery, you know what? Maybe it's just him that has access, because I think he said something like he had been telling Nate for a while that if he does this thing for him, he'll take the sorrow away.
Yes.
So part of this would be, you think, like if you take away all emotions, then you don't have to feel sorrow anymore. So Nate, you're fixed now.
Yes.
So maybe all the fractured spectrum characters are also done, and they have to. I'm trying to scroll through the issue to see when he like gathered his group together, like what he was telling them.
We also got a reunion between Carol and Nate, which started with her blowing him away in her jet, and I love the jet. like you forget, like, Carol's a pilot. Carol of Ferris
Air, yeah.
And it's like one of those things where it's like, why? I don't know if we've seen Carol in a construct jet that she's created before, and she knows how to use it. Like, her skills have been growing while she's been on the Justice League. So for me, like, that whole scene where you could see her helmet coming together and the cockpit coming together and stuff, absolutely loved it. Again, great reveal. You just have that panel of her with the helmet in the cockpit, and then the reveal of the jet, and then she's like creating missiles, and she's just like mowing down Nathan. But there is a moment there between them where you're like, oh man, she's gonna be able to like say something to him. I mean, they were engaged.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions going down there, and I don't want to say I've been in that situation before, but kind of. And it brought me a little deja vu a little bit there, but that whole entire action scene was fantastic. Like, the way that this book started off, and they obviously didn't get everything that they wanted. They didn't get all the stones, but that was a successful action sequence. That entire thing was great. And like you said, the constructs that Carol was creating, and she's starting to become one of my favorite characters. Reading her in Justice League and then reading her over here, it's like, man, they're really doing some building up of her character. So I'm really liking it.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, when she was having her conversation with him, she said, Nathan, this isn't you. What you changed into, it's wrong. You have to stop. And obviously he's the Sorrow Lantern, so he's got tears coming out like crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what I'm trying to do, Carol. He's trying to stop. So then, like, now you feel bad for him. Now I'm feeling sorrow for the guy.
I love Guy interacting with Nate.
He was great this entire issue. And coming off the back of Superman, the movie, it was like, man, this is like,
there's a Guy Gardner renaissance going on.
Yeah, this is great. 1-2 punch.
Then he'll be in Peacemaker season 2. He'll be a couple episodes of Lanterns. Like, the only one I'm upset about And I get you don't want to just throw your friend into every project you do ever, but I would have loved to hear a leak or a rumor that in the Supergirl movie, which features Lobo, Guy and Lobo have such a fun history. It would have been great for him to pop up on that too.
Listen, they're announcing shit in order. So they announced that he was in Peacemaker before they announced that he was in Lanterns. Like legit. So like we're getting there. Once maybe when Peacemaker's done, we'll start getting more info on Supergirl.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it seems like Nathan Fillion is stoked on Guy Gardner. It sounds like he's like loving being Guy Gardner. Maybe he is in Supergirl. I know nothing about Supergirl. I know like 4 people that are in it, and then other than that, like
I've seen a couple outdoor shots, and that's really it.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to go back and touch on the whole Starbreaker core group again. It seems like the people that he's trying to lead and help, they're not real, or they're not around, they're not whole. And they say as much, like, you know, we're I don't know how you say that word, incorporeal, whatever it is. I'm butchering it. But he says, patience. I am not without a plan. You will be powerful and whole. When the lantern has been lit, you will be filled to the point of excess. With that power, we will make you solid as the rock that we stand on now. Ooh. So it's kind of like maybe they were in another dimension or something, and he's using this and all of its power to bring them back whole to like this universe, dimension, whatever. And now how much of a threat are they? Like we only know of like the fractured people that have been in this, like their powers, this entire other group of folks we've never seen before up until this point, really. It'll kind of be interesting to see like what their powers are, you know.
But also to see like if they start building their own core. Like, we've seen like one of each, you know.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen like multiple core members. So now that their battery is going, like, time to start forging rings and passing them out. Like this could be real bad, especially not knowing what this no emotion detected is going to do to Star Sapphire, to Green Lanterns. Are they going to lose their power? Usually when there's a massive power outage with Green Lanterns, some are like traveling around in space and get deprived of their security bubbles, and just like are done. And if they're done, if they die, like, is there power for the ring to go find a replacement? Ooh. I have no idea what any of this means. I have no idea what this means, because this is a new concept. It's fairly different than what we've seen before. We have seen Lights Out and stuff like that. But to be devoid of emotion, like, what does that do to regular people?
Yeah. And now, you know, if he gets power back somehow, will Black Hand go around just having a field day with all these dead people out in space that lose all their nutrients and their shields and everything? Because we haven't seen Black Hand, and when you look at the pictures where they showed off all the lanterns that they had around, the power batteries or whatever, there wasn't, I don't think there was at least not in frame, I don't think there was a black one that you can see. No. Like, you can't. Yeah. I mean, it might be there, but they don't show it to you.
But are we living in a universe where Batman doesn't have emotion, where Superman has no emotion?
I think that's what this has to be, right? They took it from everybody, or are they just taking it from ring slingers? We don't know yet.
Do you have the page open? Can we see if Carol's still like, because everyone was kind of grayed out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a lighting choice or if that's like
Aya was the only one that still had like Aya was clearly green and everybody else was much more gray.
Gray. I don't know.
Like you can see on Connor's jacket that it was red, but it's much more gray. It's just Aya.
Right. So it's affecting non-lanterns.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, I mean, is this thing gonna go like DC wide? It can't, right? Like I
haven't
didn't.
heard
I would have
anything.
heard. I would have heard something.
Yeah.
Same. But they do owe us. How many times has Jeremy Adams had to stop in the middle of his run to go take care of a Night Terrors or some other
Oh,
crossover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's had to do it a couple times. It's only fair that the Green Lanterns get to do one that stops
Yeah.
everybody else's story for an issue or two.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the schedule yet, but
You know,
The
as you're
story-
asking though, I'm looking at that frame, and I don't see Carol.
Yeah, I didn't either.
okay,
So maybe
that's
she,
got to be intentional.
because they had a problem lighting up her battery and stuff too earlier. So maybe she's found a way. Because I think she mentioned something about like she didn't need. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
she'll be okay, and she can
She's
continue
the
to get
One
a bigger
Ring?
role. Yeah.
Hmm.
She's got the Sauron ring.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That could be the One Ring, and then we're still trying to figure out who those two robots are that have to take her to the source wall to help fix all this.
Man.
What a crazy opportunity this could be for Carol to really get some shine.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really exciting. She's not playing a damsel. She's not being a side character. You know, she's not. Yeah, she's like full on a part of this book. She's probably like the second main character or third. Like she's in the mix, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So Green Lantern Corps comes out in a few weeks. I don't know if it's a big
Man.
crossover thing. Vactor will be joining me for that. But if it's a big ass crossover thing that's like this level, like Will, if you want to come join us, like let's do it again, because
Yes.
this story is getting kind of nuts. I don't do rankings, but just if anybody is curious about my thoughts on this, it's 5 out of 5 stars.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this. I just went to go look it up to see like if it was, you know, a 60-page issue or whatever. It's 32 pages,
Okay, so it's longer.
but they definitely have. I mean, it's cover art, so you don't know, but it does say
Yeah.
the Starbreaker Supremacy Part 2. So it's going off of this issue. It is a Part 2, but they definitely have access to some spectrums, it looks like, based on this cover art. Also, if you haven't had a chance to look it up on like leagueofcomicgeeks.com, that cover art's pretty sick.
I like that.
Yeah. Great.
Man.
Do you guys have any more thoughts on this issue?
Oh, they even say it. I'm looking at the solicitations. They even say leading the core to the source wall. So yeah, that's the wall for sure.
I mean, I feel like we had to have known that was the
that's
only
the
wall.
biggest wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, this is a great cliffhanger. Like, this is the way that you hook the audience. This is the way that you get them coming back. This is going to be a great story. Like, I have full confidence that
Yeah.
they're going to stick the landing. Like, there's nothing in me right now that says I'm worried. I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm in great hands, and we're just in the middle of a great story right now.
Just enjoying the ride. Like, it's a really, really good ride. Like, yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's a terrific book. Will, any final thoughts on this issue?
Yeah, my final thoughts are this. It is a great pleasure to be able to do these streams with you guys. Vactor, it is a blast having you on as well. And I feel like having the stream today has enhanced the issue. I already thought it was a great issue, but I think
Yeah.
being on with fellow comic nerds who enjoyed the issue, it seemed like we were mostly all excited about the same things. And then we get to the end and we are just going back and forth on like ideas of like what this could be. And it has me even more excited
Yeah.
about the next upcoming issue. And Vactor, again, I keep saying, like, you say a lot of good things, but you were talking earlier about like the advantages that comics have over some other mediums. And I think another big one is that if you love the Superman movie that just came out and you're like, when will I get the sequel to Superman? It's going to be years down the road. If you like a Brandon Sanderson book, the dude pumps books out left and right, but it's going to be years between like book 4 and book 5 of this specific run. With TV, they filmed the season, and now we're at a point where it may be 2 years, or like Severance, it was 3 years in between seasons 1 and season 2. With comic books, you get super hyped, and then in a month, or in most cases no later than 2 months from now, you're getting the next part of this thing that you just had this emotional connection to. And that is what I love about this stuff. It is so much fun to read, and then to be able to talk with you guys in the community too about the issue. Like, this is just so much fun.
And what's even better about Green Lantern right now is we have these 2 books going concurrently. So you really have to wait 2 weeks to get the story, maybe 3 weeks. I don't know the schedule. I think it's every 2 weeks that it's either have Will on or Vactor on. The next issue being Green Lantern Corps number 7.
Yes,
that's right.
We'll continue this. Will, you can join us. It's going to be we got to continue this conversation because this crossover is going to be great.
Yeah.
I'll be back. I'll be back in 1 week. I am going to do the long promised War Journal Volume 2, The Builder. I have a copy. I have a physical copy. And the reason why I set up the live stream is because I really didn't have anything to cover next week. And it's forcing me to read that book. It's forcing me to read it. I need to get it caught up. Will, you said when I did the first one that you're really interested to hear what my take is on how that ends.
I don't feel like it's a bad comic issue. I actually really loved the portrayal of John, especially early on in it. Like, everything that PKJ was putting in the book, I was like, man, like, this John feels so great. It's really just the end. It's just not a spoiler now because you're seeing like Kelly, Teen Lantern stuff in this. Like, it just got to a point at the very end where I wanted to see a little bit different type of growth from John and the ability to like let go of things. And he didn't. And it's touched on in some of these issues where other people have approached him, like when he first got to I think it was Joe made a comment to him about some of this stuff, and I was very interested to see, like, as you get to it and see it, like, how do you feel about it? Because it could be completely different than how I felt about it.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out next week. And also, if there's any sort of Lanterns news coming out of Comic-Con this weekend, I'm going to be home. I'm going to be doing live streams. I'm supposed to be in San Diego tomorrow, so hopefully that works out. And I'm going to go do the Lost panel over at the library, and then I'm going to be bouncing. So I'm sure Will, if anything comes out Green Lantern related, he'll send me a text, and I'll do what I can to get something up and running for you guys. But the best thing for you to do is hit the bell icon, because if there's some weird, crazy last minute Lanterns thing that comes out of Comic-Con, I'll be live on this channel within like 15 minutes, like ready to go. So hit the bell icon. Trust me, you're going to want to do it, especially with the amount of Green Lantern news coming down the pipeline. There's a freaking show coming out. There's a show coming out in like I'm thinking 7 months, which is, I feel like we're due for something, anything. A lot of the DC properties over at Instagram and on social media have changed their avatars. Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Batman, and Green Lantern. At Green Lantern has a new avatar. It's a cool like Green Lantern logo that looks like a jewel in space. Don't know if that has to do with the movie or the show, the series. I hope it does, because I'm hoping for that they're ready to start promoting the show. Every executive from DC Studios, Warner Brothers, is saying like this thing should be getting Emmys it deserves, and whatever.
They gotta hype it up, but also they could also duck those questions.
Yeah, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but I mean, fingers crossed.
Where's our update on My Adventures with Green Lantern and Jessica Cruz?
Like, that's an animated series, so like it's probably going to take a while. But I'm hoping out of Comic-Con that maybe we get some artwork. Maybe we get some info. Like,
I looked through their
Green Lantern
on X, where they made like the announcements, and like the people who produce it and created all that, they like shared the news when it first dropped. I went through all their stuff to see like how active on X they are, to see if they've given any sort of updates since the initial announcement, and it's been silence. So in my head, they're just hard at work doing it. but also in my heart. If y'all just want to give me like a little update on how it's going, a little teaser art,
I feel like this
anything.
this is the weekend to do it.
Yeah.
This is the weekend to just give anything. Give us character designs for Jessica Cruz and let us know the Lantern that she's having adventures with.
Yes.
We have all the major Lantern in the shows. We have Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and Jessica Cruz are all getting stuff coming our way. The only one we're missing really is Kyle and Simon, and I'm hoping that Kyle's the Green Lantern in my adventures with.
That'd be a perfect fit.
I don't know. Hope so. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining me. Vactor, thanks for being the first subscriber.
Yeah, thank you
to the YouTube channel. If you guys want to join, I have it's 99 cents, and you get emojis and you get a badge. Right now, it's the white circle badge because you are a new recruit. And then in a month, if you're still subscribed, you'll get that Green Lantern badge that you so well deserved. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Everybody go to Green Lantern's podcast. Go to This Comic Cooks, both on YouTube. Go to Vactorverse. Follow, I don't even know what it is, but follow all of Will's Lord of the Rings stuff. I don't think I've ever brought up Lord of the Rings. Like, what's your channel for Lord of the Rings?
We go by Fellowship of Fans, and we typically do scoops and leaks and rumors around any Lord of the Rings thing coming out. So whether it's the new movie or the War of the Rohirrim animated movie that came out, but also especially the Rings of Power on Prime Video. I also run the LOTR and the LOTR on Prime subreddits on Reddit. And from that, like, that's where Amazon has hooked me up with like all this access to come fly out and see things and do things that have come to Comic-Con once or twice. But yeah, if y'all want to talk about Lord of the Rings or Green Lantern stuff, find me on socials and I'll be more than happy to talk about them separately or together. We can do whatever it is people want.
And Vactor has Vactorverse. He has This Comic Cooks, but he also has a Star Wars show.
Yes. That is on hiatus right now. Everything
That's
is
fine.
kind of being pushed into comic stuff.
I think Star
but
Wars.
yes.
Star Wars is on hiatus right now.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay, question.
Because I just went to This Comic Cooks on YouTube, and I see that it says live. Right? You're also live right now?
Yes.
So both of you are live.
Yes.
So I'm the only one.
This stream.
This next
stream-
friggin' crossover, I'm going live too.
Okay. Yeah, I think Vactor has a StreamYard and it goes through there to yours. Yeah, that's
what
one
I
of the
love
reasons
about StreamYard.
like,
That's cool.
I think Vactor, because he shares my show every time he's on, and also like
I see a little button that says "stream this to your audience," and I didn't want to click it because I don't want to mess it up.
Oh, shit. I mean, I don't know how it all shakes out as far as views go, but listen, the more exposure, the better. Just by being here, you guys make
I have one more
my
question
channel so much
before
better.
we run.
Okay.
Because earlier, Vactor was talking about how DC has like 90% of his attention, and then the independent comics and Marvel have like roughly 10%, which obviously he's just estimating, he's guessing here. But if people wanted to check out an indie comic or a Marvel comic, like which are the ones that you are recommending right now?
Yes. So, man, all the Marvel stuff right now, I'm kind of divided up between the Ultimate Universe. Ultimate Spider-Man is my number one. Like, that's my top pick. If you want a Marvel book, like Ultimate Spider-Man is killing it right now. And the Ultimates, which Dennis Camp is writing, and he's also writing Absolute Martian Manhunter. That book has been fantastic. And then there's a ton of indie books right now. The whole Energon universe out of Image is fantastic. It's Transformers and G.I. Joe combined into one. It is fantastic. Everything that's coming out of that has been great. Also Exquisite Corpses and Another Crisis. I always get the name wrong. Another Crisis Event is another one. But a ton of great comics are coming out right now.
Great. Thanks. And I'm going to keep reading Green Lantern. I have to go read War Journal by next week. And I'll have that review for you guys next week. The last one didn't go super great, but I should see it through. There's certain things where I feel like there's other podcasts that maybe don't cover things that I wish they would cover, but they are kind of like refusing, or I don't know, whatever reason. But I figured this is a Green Lantern page, and eventually, like, I'll get this done, and eventually I'll get back into Absolute Green Lantern. I think Vactor, I don't know if you're still reading Absolute Green Lantern. I keep hearing good things, so I think I want to wait till it hits a trade and then do a catch up on that. So there's certain books there I might not be like way into, but I still want to cover them at some point, and I'll do trades. Same with Green Lantern Dark.
Ooh, yes.
Like, that's out right now.
I think we
And
have one or two more issues left of that, and then it's done.
Yeah, and then I can cover that after everyone's caught up. But as far as Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps, I will be day one, day one, reading those books and having you guys on. Thank you for taking the time for joining me. Green Lantern fans is like, this is like, since 2011, this is the best time to be a Green Lantern fan. So thank you, everybody, and I'll catch you in a week, if not sooner. Keep your eyes peeled, and until next time, as always, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.